Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. You are tuned in now to a live early edition of the Vicki Show, baby. Somebody say black media. Somebody say black media. Somebody say black media. Talk black to me. Not just black media, but new black media. Breaking news out of Pennsylvania, USA, beloved. This a report from Fox. Amy Luntz, Kale, and Travis Pittman. Bill Cosby, 83, is set free. Is set to be a free man after the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court issued an opinion to vacate his conviction. Breaking news, beloved. Breaking news. Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me? I can't see the chat or nothing, but that's okay. Let me get this news and stop. Let me get this news. Looks like maybe it's pop it up in just a little bit. Thumbs up, share, 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 share. It says, beloved, Bill Cosby will walk out of a Pennsylvania state prison a free man after the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court issued an opinion to vacate his conviction. Give me just a quick second so that I can let folks on my Instagram know. On my, I said Instagram, but on my Twitter page. No, by the way, you can follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Listen, the former comedian has appealed to the court in December when his lawyers argued that Cosby's entire life was put on trial that caused him to suffer unquantifiable prejudice. The Supreme Court agreed to review two aspects of the case that Cosby's lawyers challenged. The first involved the judge's decision to let prosecutors call 5 other accusers. Y'all listen to this. The other examined Cosby's argument that he had an agreement with the former prosecutor that he'd never be charged. The 83-year-old has been in SCI Phoenix, a state prison outside of Philadelphia, after a jury convicted him in 2018 of 3 aggravated incident assault accounts. Thumbs up, share, 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 family. And the court deemed the elderly inmate a sexually violent predator. Now listen to what your open enemy referred to him as. So y'all hear me today. Y'all know I'm coming to you live and direct like I'm outside doing my little walk and stuff. When you break news, baby, you can't do me ultra cute. Talk black to me. So y'all just hold on. This live and direct. Y'all know I'm a one-woman show. I just had to stop what I was doing, stop my medical routine, stop everything, and let you know what's going on. It goes on to say, they said that, quote, they deemed him as a sexually violent predator and posing an imminent safety risk to women. Y'all, let me give you the details. It says that Cosby's, I'm skipping down now. It says last year, Cosby's parole was denied for reasons including a negative recommendation from the Pennsylvania court, the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections, and Cosby's refusal to participate in a treatment program for sex offenders and violence prevention. Cosby's representative, Andrew Wire, reportedly told USA Today that the decision was not a surprise because the parole board said Cosby would have been denied if he didn't participate in it. Let me skip here. I want to read you from another source real quick. Y'all know we just believe in doing receipts and stuff. Talk black to me. And even though these people get on my nerves, I'm going to read you briefly from this as well. It says Bill Cosby's conviction gets overturned and he will go free. As I just mentioned to you before, it says that for the first reason, this is what I want you to hear. For the first reason, it says the Pennsylvania High Court ruled it was unduly prejudicial to allow 5 women with stories similar to Andrew Constant to testify, trying to show Cosby had an MO for drugging women and then sexually assaulting them. The second reason was fought hard. During trial, former DA Bruce Castor cut a deal with Cosby that if he testified in a civil deposition, he would not face trial criminally. During that deposition, Cosby made incriminating statements, according to this, allegedly, about drugging women, and it was presented at trial. The Supreme Court ruled the deal was broken by prosecutors. Do y'all hear me? The judge vacated both the conviction and the sentence and ordered the 83-year-old comedian to be discharged, presumably immediately. The court ruled not only is Cosby now a free man, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? He cannot be retried. Now, y'all know from the jump, for those who are my true day one day ones, before I ever came to YouTube with Fly Nubian Queen, I was breaking news. I was known as the queen of breaking news, beloved, and a bunch of other stuff on one of our other platforms. I was walking, looking something like this when I was breaking the news when they did the conviction on him. Y'all remember that? Pull it up, beloved. But not only that, this saying that he can't be retried, this is getting ready to tick off a bunch of white supremacists. So family, get ready. I came out early talking about free Bill Cosby. It was not me standing by stuff that he did to tick off the black community. It was me explaining to black folk the danger in letting the white supremacists talk black to me, somebody. I was explaining the danger of allowing the white supremacists, beloved, to misuse the so-called system of justice against us. I was trying to explain to black people, keep the main thing the main thing. This doesn't endorse the stuff that Bill Cosby, some of us felt that he was talking real greasy to black folk, but we knew he put his money where his mouth was, and we knew that he was doing some other things. So again, God is in the nuance, but I also want to use this as an opportunity for Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. I want to use this as an opportunity right now to call out white people's black people. I was planning on doing a show sometime back because recently, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill was on, what's his name? Mark Lamont Hill. He used to be on CNN. Are y'all hearing me? And Mark Lamont Hill, some of y'all call him Mark Lamont Hill, was recently doing a show. Now, Mark Lamont Hill, for those of you that don't know, was fired, let go from CNN, right? Mark Lamont Hill used to be on Fox News. Mark Lamont Hill is a professor. Mark Lamont Hill was constantly attacking this black man. Are y'all hearing me today? I said constantly attacking this black man. He was always throwing him under the bus. But not only him, I'm going to need y'all right now for me to put in the chat some of the names of black people. Are y'all hearing me? Put in the chat right now some of the black people that was throwing shade at Bill Cosby. Some of you all remember them. Don't get it twisted. I'm getting ready to help you right now because they're formulating their arguments. Some of y'all said John Legend. Some of y'all said Okra. Come on, talk. You didn't Okra do it. Didn't Okra do it. Didn't Kale do it. Didn't the Okra and Kale. Somebody said Joy Reid. Somebody said Lesser Charles Charlemagne the God. Some of y'all said Marlon Wayans. What? Somebody said Amanda Seals. Put their name in the chat, family, because I'm going to tell you what they're getting ready to say. And I'm getting ready to go ahead and debunk it before they can even get it through their mind good. Not from their mouths. I'm getting ready to debunk it before they can get ready to get it out their mind good. Because y'all going to sit here and act like you know more than me about the law when it comes down to this stuff, which some of you very well may do. Somebody else said Michael Eric Dyson, Angela Yee. Somebody said J. Cole. I didn't know that. Somebody said Jill Scott. What's your show mouth? Did y'all just say Eddie Murphy? Somebody said D.L. Hewley. Put it on in here, family. Put it on in here, beloved. I said, somebody put it on here into here to the beloveds. Y'all know how we do on the Vicki Show. Y'all know we call out these bones and biscuits. You all know that we regularly expose our open enemy. You all know, those of you who call me, stop attacking black people, Vicki. Why you attacking another black person? Talk black to me, family. You all know how you all love, some folk love to tell me, Vicki, you attacking somebody black. Vicki, why you doing this? Family, not everybody's first eye, third eye is wide open. Some of you all don't even know your sheep. God, today. Some of you all don't even know you're being pimped by an open enemy. Somebody said Lena Dunham, put their name in the chat. Somebody said Don Lemon too, but somebody put a question mark behind that. Let me help you real quick. I can assure you of some of what they're getting ready to say. Now, give me just a second, family. I'm posting this real quick. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep putting their names in the chat. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now, let me tell you something real quick. One of the reasons that I was breaking this down, the way I was breaking it down early on, your black boule, your modern bones and biscuits. See, I didn't have time to bring the family dog's bones and biscuits to you today. You got to go back and look at some of my previous shows. I'm your sister with the curly braids today. I'm sorry, family. I didn't get ultra cute today. Supposed to be doing some little stretches stuff. I'm supposed to be doing stuff related to my medical routine. Y'all talk black to me. But I had to come to you early today. Somebody said Dave Chappelle, Gabriel Union, Earthquake. I'm not sure some of the names. I'm just calling out some of the ones that you all said. Thumbs up, family. Make sure that we're accurate and correct on this. I'm just simply saying. Thumbs up, family. Share, share, share. Now, let me tell you something real quick. Why did Vicki come out early on and expose this? Because I know how your enemy works. I understand the inner workings. The first thing that they did was they painted a narrative in media. See, you all know how I do. I got to get us to go back to how they started this mess in the first place. What did they do? The first thing they did, somebody said, Vlad, funny looking self. Did Vlad do that? Was Vlad throwing shade? I don't know about that funny looking camper. I'm just reading some of the names and stuff. Did he do it, family? One of the reasons I was expressing that, and I was saying, telling everybody, hold up, pump your brakes, is because you don't understand how your open enemy wars. Before they officially attack, before they bring a charge, before they officially act against you, they first paint a narrative in the media. Watch this. They prime the public. I don't know too much about cars, so I'm going to call on my masculine black men to help me, and I know some of you sisters may know cars. Is there a such thing when it comes down to a vehicle where a mechanic will tell you to prime the car? Am I saying that right? Somebody said Roland Martin, the unidentified rolling object. Somebody said the URO said something shady about Bill Cosby. Listen, the media primes the public first. The media gets you ready first. So they start to demonize a person in the media. They start broadcasting. Somebody say broadcasting. Somebody say broadcasting. Somebody say broadcasting. The media first starts to prime the public before they take action. And they use different Black people, Black women, Black men as a proxy for you. So when you are out here running your mouth, talking about how horrible Bill Cosby is and saying that he drugged women, and you didn't even look into the details of the situation, you just started quoting white people, you helped to perpetuate the false narrative, and you bear some responsibility in the complicity. You are somehow complicit in the undoing of each other. So sometimes when somebody Black does something we don't like, and it's not that serious, we will use our platforms, we will use our influence, and we will talk greasy about that person because it's personal for you. It's personal for some of you. Some of you get personal because somebody says something that you didn't like, so you misuse your platform, you misuse your voice, and you help to turn the minds and the hearts of the public against the person. So when your open enemy is sitting there plotting to come against them, you are the one that assisted them. Now let me help some of you funny looking people. Let me help the Black boule. Let me help you modern bones and biscuits. Let me help you Aunt Jemimas. Let me help you Uncle Ruckuses. Instagram, I'm breaking news on Bill Cosby. Instagram, I've been live for a few minutes now on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Yes, beloved. Yes, beloved. Instagram, come on over now to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Some of you are going to say, well, it don't mean he wasn't guilty because Bill Cosby said in his own deposition that he drugged this woman. Some of y'all going to say, that don't mean he didn't do nothing wrong because the court overthrew his conviction on some technical stuff. Vicki, the court overthrew his conviction because they said that 5 women who previously accused him shouldn't have been able to testify. Vicki, they overturned his conviction because the previous prosecutor had agreed not to bring charges. So the prosecutor's office, by moving forward on this trial, violated the agreement. Let me help some of your funny looking self. Y'all ready for me to break it down? Y'all ready for me to intercept and to preempt what the Black boule and what white people's Black people and what white people are getting ready to say? Let me go ahead and give you your marching orders. That's why I like to do breaking news. I like to jump in there before they sow the tear among the wheat. Talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Tell everybody Bill Cosby's conviction is overturned. If you're just tuning in, breaking news. I know people are coming in at different times. For those of you that are just listening, let me give you the news. Bill Cosby conviction is thrown out. He will go free. Bill Cosby's conviction has been overturned. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court just ruled there are 2 reasons why the conviction could not stand. The judge allowed prosecutors to call 5 accusers during the trial, and Cosby should have never been criminally prosecuted based on the agreement he made with the former DA. The 2 main reasons his conviction was overturned is that the judge allowed prosecutors to let 5 other accusers testify during trial. And number 2, Cosby should have never been criminally charged or prosecuted because he made an agreement with the former DA. Now let me help y'all understand something. Letting 5 other accusers, mostly Becky's, mostly Gretchen's, mostly Karen's, mostly white women, testify. Do you all know that those other women that testified, most of them and almost none of them were successful in court or with law enforcement? Those other women did not successfully secure a conviction or charges against him, either in court or in some criminal procedure. With law enforcement, that is. Think about that. So because white women mostly fix their lips to accuse our brother, they let the white woman back to back to back to back to back come to the court and seated with absolutely no history of their own with a conviction in the court of law. Do you all know that just because somebody says something, no matter how many it is, that doesn't make it true? I'm getting ready to give you your marching orders. For those of you that's just tuning in, my name is Vicki Dillard. I'm a contributor here on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. I'm so pleased, been setting the standard for years and years and years. Thank you all for tuning in. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Normally I'm live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm coming to you early today, breaking the news on Bill Cosby. Let everybody you know that the Vicki Show is live and direct early, breaking the news that Bill Cosby walks free. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court has ruled that he's supposed to go free. But guess what? He's not only going free, they're not able to recharge him again. So that's why I'm looking like this today. Watch this. Watch this. Your white media. Thank you, beloved, for your kind words. Your white media and your white people's black people, the black boule, your Aunt Jemimas, your Uncle Ruckuses, they're going to say, that don't mean he didn't do nothing. They're going to say what Vicki, he said in the deposition that was leaked, in the private deposition that the court should have never allowed in. They're going to say he admitted he gave him drugs. Somebody say that's a lie. Yeah, they're going to say that he admitted he gave them drugs. Do you all know that's not what he admitted to in the deposition? I said, did you all know that his so-called confession, Mark Lamont Hill, Boulay, you other simple Simon, as Roland would say, funny looking bones and biscuits. I call them bones and biscuits. I love you back. Do you all know that the drug, I was fixing to say the name. Y'all tell me, I'm going to prove to you how powerful the white media is. What drug did they say that he gave these women? What drug did they say he admitted to in the deposition? Somebody put it in the chat. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Shout out to my brother DX Muhammad. It always takes good care of me. Shout out to the Vicki Dillard fan page, the Beehive General. I see you in the chat. Shout out to my brothers and sisters that's on Instagram. Instagram, I'm getting ready to cut this off in just a moment. Y'all get ready to come on over to FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. I want to intercept what the white media getting ready to say. Y'all got it, Quaaludes. Who said Benadryl? Yes, Spanish fly, Quaaludes. The fact that you guys know that, look at the overwhelming number of folk. Y'all saying Benadryl, y'all saying Spanish fly, Quaaludes. I'm laughing. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Do you all know that the drugs that he was referring to in the deposition that they intentionally snipped out was medicine he gave the white woman who came to his house clearly to get it, let's get it on. She told him she was complaining that her head hurt. The drug he was referring to in the legal deposition, which is the reason why they cut it off, the reason why they gave it to the white media to spin it, it was medicine because she complained that her head was hurting. It was not the Quaaludes. It's not that he wasn't involved in a lot of the drugs that white women was known to be involved in at the time anyway. But I'm saying the specific reference he was talking about had to do with medicine for a headache that he said he went to go get her because she was complaining. Did you all know that? I said, did you all know that the specific drug he talked about in the deposition was not referring to Quaaludes? He was referring to medicine for a headache because she was complaining her head was hurting. That's separate and aside from the alleged Spanish flu, quaaludes, and the other stuff. All this had to do, y'all know they was getting it on back then. Ask yourself this question. Some of these allegations, I'm 42 years of age. Some of the allegations are 42 years old. Approximately. No lie. Do you all know that some of the allegations are almost 40 years of age? So you need to ask yourself if these were legitimate allegations by all of these women. Ask yourself, in a world where white women managed to get whole black towns and cities destroyed, white women have been responsible for the overwhelming destruction of black people. So when white women open up their mouths to say something, we know a lot of times it's because a lot of them was freaky deaky and they wanted that deep chocolate melanin. What's another word, Vicki? What's the name of a fruit or vegetable? Banana. Eggplant. We have history to prove. Why am I saying this? Because they love to say the reason why the white woman didn't come forward is because we weren't going to believe her. Tell me when in history we didn't believe a white woman. What got us in trouble was believing Becky. Somebody said the hammer. Are we holding court today, baby? Thumbs up, share, share, share. Answer me my question. I said, Becky wanted, yes, the cucumber. Becky wanted the eggplant. Becky wanted that special kind of banana. I asked you, beloved, when these white feminists come out and these black feminists come out with the same pathetic talking points saying that they didn't come forward because they were scared they weren't going to be believed. Show me in history where when the white woman made an accusation against a black man or a black woman that they weren't believed, not only were they believed, tell me that the whole city, town, and government didn't go into action to use it as an excuse to destroy us. The plantains, that special zucchini. Answer me the question, family. It's a lie. What did we find out that they did with some of these folks? We found out that some of them were drug heads. When the constant, not only the white woman that was the main witness, didn't somebody say she had connections to the LGBTQ community? I done forgot some of my research because it's been so many years. Didn't Constantine, when you looked at it, weren't you confused which side she was on? When you looked at her, you said, this is what he was? Constantine, who looked like an optic terrorist. Talk black to me, somebody. This is who they let come forward. But what was interesting about her, after she alleged that she was sexually assaulted by him, and y'all do know that what they got him for was not for actual rape. Y'all know that, right? It was basically for a rub of the boob. But it was not for penetration. Y'all do know that, right? Do you guys know that she was in touch with him on numerous occasions after that? Do you all know that he helped her financially? Did y'all know that? Some of you didn't know that because you took your marching orders, you took your information from the white media. The reason why they fear us, meaning the black grassroots media, somebody put in the chat BGR, somebody put NBM, New Black Media. The reason they fear the real black media, New Black Media, the reason they fear you, BGR, the black grassroots, is because we no longer have that middleman or that filter. And we are now able to speak for ourselves. And even in the most egregious circumstances where the white media knows that they're used to having a slam dunk and how they paint the narrative about us, we were giving them that work. Oprah Winfrey said something slick about Bill Cosby the other day when she called herself, a few months ago rather, defending Gail Fail King. Y'all remember that? Every single one of them, we better hold accountable. Why? The reason I call this out is if we keep letting them do this, family, they're going to continue to be assisting other circumstances in the future that's going to be destructive to us. If Black folk didn't jump in to throw stones and cast stones against Bill Cosby because we was mad at him for telling us to pull up our pants, and also some other legitimate things that Black folks had the right to be mad at him about. But Michael Eric Dyson, an alleged Black scholar, wrote a whole book on Bill Cosby. Did y'all know that? But that's the same Michael Eric Dyson that's trying to rewrite to white folk what reparations is. That's the same Michael Eric Dyson that told you to take your Black self out there and vote, and that's sucking up to the Biden administration. That's the same Michael Eric Dyson who came out against Obama at first, but he turned around and started sucking up and started caping for the establishment. That's the same Michael Eric Dyson that took his funny looking self on the Red Table Talk the other day. Remember I talked about it, and told Black folk to stop basically attacking Asian people, and that just because they do racist stuff to us, we are not supposed to turn around and be racist. Shout out to our moderators that just jumped in at the last minute. Y'all know I laid the foundation for breaking news. And so the fact that some of y'all are even in here is a shocker to me. So welcome, beloved family. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm normally here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com live, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Talk Black to me. You got to start questioning the Black folks that helped to crucify him. Family, this is not me endorsing every single thing Bill Cosby did. If you follow my record, you would see that I've called Bill Cosby out on a number of occasions. But you've got to learn to know when to major on the minors and minor on the majors. Yes, brother, I called out Okra and Kale already. Oh, my brother said Okra and Kale gonna lose their mind. Family, y'all better start tagging them real hard and strong. For the next few days, I'm probably getting ready to do just back-to-back shows. One day we're going to talk about Kale and Bill Cosby. Next day we may talk about Okra and Bill Cosby. Next day we may talk about Michael Eric Dyson and Bill Cosby. Next day we may talk about Dr. Mark Lamont Hill and Bill Cosby. I've been wanting to deal with Dr. Mark Lamont Hill because that's the same Mark Lamont Hill that wrote an article years ago asking the question, is Malcolm X gay? Did you hear what I said? On the count of three, for those of you that hadn't hit that thumbs up button, on the count of three, for those of you that haven't, share this breaking news, because I'm giving us our marching orders. I'm not just telling you what the white media is telling you, that Bill Cosby is going to go free. I'm giving you the talking points, and I'm reminding you of how we need to conduct ourselves, and I'm telling you what they're getting ready to do because of this. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Somebody said degrading us. I read his words. I said what I said. Cosby ain't Farrakhan. He doesn't work in the community. Bill Cosby ain't my hero. Stop thinking you're above poor Blacks. Slowness. Somebody put some turtles in the chat. When you just jump in the midway, instead of learning about what I said from the beginning, you say stupid things. Intelligent people know how to go into a room and observe a situation, and they read the room. They try to ascertain as much information as possible before they start running their mouths. Whoever just said that on Instagram, slowness. Listen to my whole show. Listen to what I said from the beginning. I said I'm the one that criticized Bill Cosby. I said I'm the one that called out Bill Cosby on some stuff. But I knew the difference between what the open enemy was doing with his case and how Bill Cosby's life was proxy for ours. So when we jumped in, because we was mad at Bill Cosby about one thing, we jumped in and gave the impression that he was guilty of another. We condemn ourselves. What makes convictions easy for us in the minds of white jurors is because they see a Bill Cosby. They see a Sandra Bland. When they murdered, when they apprehended our sister Sandra Bland, some believe she was murdered while in white folks' custody. It was some of our own people that said that Sandra Bland had an attitude and that she should have just complied. Some of you funny looking Negroes sat up there and said that Sandra Bland shouldn't have had an attitude. Some of you said she should not have questioned the officer when the officer told her to put out a cigarette and she wanted to know why she was being pulled over. She wanted to know why he wanted her to put out a cigarette. Some of you funny looking Negroes joined in and emphasized the wrong thing. You don't know how to tell time, slowness. You don't know when your open enemy is using you to work against Black society as a whole. Like one of you all just said. You're acting like you don't know how to compartmentalize. What I was saying, slowness, is that Bill Cosby, I felt, was wrong about a lot of things. But he wasn't wrong about everything. Our open enemy was even more so out of pocket. Do you all know that he and his wife have been dealing, I believe now it was a couple of their children that's dead? We all know and believe that Bill Cosby's son died under suspicious circumstances. One of our previous elders pulled out some receipts. Abba Dick Gregory, may he rest in power. He pulled out some receipts that shows that there was some suspicious circumstances related to what folk in the Black community said was the murder of his son. Did you guys know? I believe it's their daughter. I don't want to misspeak right now, but I think they have another child. You guys are running your mouth about stuff. Bill Cosby set a powerful example, even though it may have been flawed in some ways. But he's the one that set a powerful Black example. We know that what you say about Black folks in the media is important, and he set a standard. We know there were some legitimate talks about our brother buying whole networks and some of the obstruction he experienced. Some of that is true. We know he gave millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to Black organizations. No, that's not enough. Yes, he should have been a better mentor. Yes, he should have been judging us in some of the ways he was judging us, which is why I called him out, which is why we're not protecting or defending that error, which is why we need to keep reminding him never to do that again. Why? Because white folks end up pimping him, didn't they? Some of you all sitting your funny selves out there swirling with Becky. You giving your money to Becky, cheating on your very Black, gorgeous wife, and being set up the whole time. What I was saying is know how to separate stuff. What I was saying is they used the attack on Bill Cosby as a win for white supremacy. They were upset that many years of showing a powerful, dominating media, there was a benefit for Black people. There was a counter narrative. When you're painted as nothing, family, when you're painted as nothing, people use it as a justification to kill you. When you talk to white jurors, when they join in to convict Black people, and you find out the thinking that went behind them going against Black folk, you would find out that it has everything to do with their decision against you. This is not nothing. And the fact that some of you all acting like you don't have discernment, some of your children are a hot mess. Some of you all's children's teachers say your child is a mess. I want them thrown out of school. But because you know things about your child that everybody else doesn't, because you've seen great potential in them, because you know that even though they've got some hiccups and some problems, you know that they're worth being patient with. You know they need to be corrected on the stuff that they messed up. But on the other hand, they also need to be supported so that they can be the best that they can be. If you can understand that principle, you mean to tell me you can't understand the principle of separating the disagreeable things that we have, legitimate things that we have against Bill Cosby, and how our open enemy is using them? What's wrong with y'all? Oh, I know. You've been infected with white supremacy. I'm not someone that let Bill Cosby's anti-Black antics ride. I called him out. But I'm also going to call out our open enemy who's responsible for our entire predicament in the first place. Talk Black to me. Now, a warning to you bones and biscuits and you boulets. It is our job, family, to tag, to call out, to email, to write every Black boule that dogged out Bill Cosby, because they know, like we know, that the white supremacist system is entirely flawed. But they joined in and they demonized him. I'm someone who's very transparent about my trial with the white supremacist federal government. You all know that I was before states attorneys generals for civil work I was doing, activist work I was doing. Some of you all are aware that I was able to deal with and talk to high-level people because of the work I was in and how I was targeted with trumped-up charges. I was facing multiple charges. And notwithstanding the truth of the matter, some of the people I was closest to was scared of the feds. They were scared of me, and they abandoned me because they said with their simple-minded selves, well, if the FBI after her, wonder what she must have did. That's how some of you Negroes sound. Some of you betrayed me. Because of what the enemy said. And your enemy is good at telling stories because they painted the story so bad. I was in the newspaper. They covered me in the media during my sentencing. Do you know that the entire right side of the court was filled with nothing but white people in suits? Do you know that certain governmental officials, law firms took off work to come to see how much time the judge was going to sentence me to? Because I was still doing civil work. The judge thought that the conviction that was held down by my lily white jury. Do you all know there was not one Black person on my jury? The whole right side of the court, people I fought in civil cases, they showed up. White folks dressed in suit, women and men filled the entire right side of the court. You would have thought that you was dealing with a mobster. I have internal documents now that showed that law firms from civil cases were messaging the FBI, pressing them to come after me because I was exposing them so hard in court. I was getting media attention as well. Local newspapers was covering what I was exposing. And I didn't even know all of what I was doing because I was not a professional mortgage broker. I was not a professional real estate agent. I just purchased houses at the time. And my own people I had a local well-known activist, a brother, I won't say his name right now, in the state of Colorado, I'll say that much, who told me, he said, you know what they want? I had a brother tell me he basically wanted me to try to make a deal with the government. He said, you know what they want? I had another brother who had connections with politicians and other powerful people. Married man, married to a well-known Black female politician here. He told me he could make a phone call for me to connect me with somebody that could help me because I was losing everything, so I couldn't afford my own lawyer. The brother told me I needed to sleep with him first. Y'all, I was so brand new. I was such a neophyte. I was so clueless because I moved as a woman of integrity. I wasn't perfect. But the brother was saying little stuff, dropping little hints before, and he was gleeful that I didn't have a lot of money to pay him because he was letting me know there's another way I can help you. I didn't catch it at first, the first few times, until finally he specifically gave me a hotel he wanted me to show up at. I remember the highway I was driving on, y'all, at the time, when I said to him, I've given money to your wife's campaign. You are a married man. You mean to tell me that because I can't afford economically to help you, you're telling me the way to pay you is to lay down with you? Guess what he told me? He said, this is how it's done. He said, my job is to help keep you out of prison. So because I was under the gun and because none of my efforts for justice were working, he thought I was going to break and let him sleep with me. He said, this is how it was done. He didn't say, sis, I'm sorry. When I called him out, he said, this is how it's done. And I stood and I maintained my integrity. And I walked the road alone. And I'm bringing this up because I don't need to know all the details about any of our people's cases or circumstances, situation. I know my own story. And I know that when our open enemy was sick of me, they knew just how to have the people that were closest to me work against me. Many of the folks didn't do any investigations. The reason why I ride for certain men, I don't justify the misbehavior of Black men. I just know that some of the hood brothers sat down and met with the feds and told them that if you mess with this sister, you would have lost your mind. It was big, masculine, rough brothers that at least had the courage to face them. The brothers that were suited and booted, that had some initials in front or behind their names, they was real quiet. Or they were telling me to compromise. What I'm trying to tell you, Black family, it doesn't mean that our people aren't sometimes guilty of something. But don't you ever forget the circumstances we're in has been done and made this way. It's man-made by our open enemy. Always say to yourself, who told you that? I've taught you that. I've taught you and reminded you even in the book of Genesis, where it says the God was looking for Adam and the woman. And he said, where art thou? And when he finally came upon Adam, Adam said, we were what? Naked. We were ashamed. So we hid from you. He said, what? Who told you that? It's the same thing I say to some of you. I don't care how convincing something is. I don't even care if you believe some of it is true. It ain't your job to help our enemy. And I'm saying, with all that's going on, with the pedophilia, with the sexual deviancy throughout white America. I'm saying, with all of the deep, provable sins of the Catholic Church, not just in America, but around the world, I'm saying that your Holly weird crowd that grabbed the package of Terry Crews in front of his woman, that Buck broke him in front of his woman to the point to where he didn't do nothing substantive. I ain't talking about the fact that he pushed the little man. Tells you everything you need to know. This sister named Amanda just said, Vicki, I used to be a court reporter, and boy, do I have some stories. Sis, you know I know. What got me really strong in that area is when I said that if some of you take some of your children, just take them to a public court proceeding. Tell the babies, look, say, I'll take y'all to go get sandwiches after it, but let's go on a field trip. Use your car and put 2 or 3 babies in there. Show up to an early court docket. Find a public random court docket, court proceeding going on, and let your baby sit there and listen. I watched as white prosecutors scared the living daylights out of a little young black men, young black males over and over and over again. And I was listening. One of them was an Asian, this particular county I was in. One was an Asian prosecutor who was threatening and scaring to death young black boys to get them to sign the dotted line. You could hear some of them make it clear, I didn't do this. This is not true. And they scared them with prison and told them that they can avoid prison. They scared them and told them all the stuff that they're going to deal with if they don't sign the dotted lines, not knowing that by them signing the dotted lines may have kept them out of jail or prison for a few days, but it throws off their record. When you have a record, when they call you a felon or a criminal, do you know that's the way that they're able to legally discriminate against you? Most folk who have records find it difficult to get decent housing. Most folks who have a record find it difficult to get decent employment. Most folks who have a record after spending years behind bars isn't just going to easily come out and assimilate in society unless they're doing for self. They create an environment and a circumstance to force you back onto the plantation. It's called recidivism. You all were scared to stand with Bill Cosby, some of you, not just because some of you were mad that Bill Cosby was talking greasy to black folks a couple of times. Some of you were afraid to stand with him because white folk told you not to. Most of you that are tripping, you're not doing it because you're legitimate. You have a legitimate criticism. You were doing it because white people demonized him. We're setting a new standard. They make our people nasty, dirty, and unwantable, even by us. To the point to where we don't even engage our own people because white people said it. You are afraid that white people will be offended, so you don't say free Bill Cosby. I was saying free Bill Cosby, and I was daring you all to come against me. Patrick, Vicki, I used to be a correctional officer, and I fought against the system for discrimination and was set up by the system. I know firsthand how the enemy works. Thank you. How many of y'all saw the show I did the other day where I was giving you more insight? And I told you that the problem with prison, I was in federal prison in Texas, wasn't just the inmates. The problem with federal prison is also some of the staff. Didn't I tell you the shady staff? This brother is admitting he was a CO, that he worked for the correctional facility. And because we're there in bondage, our stories can't be told. They control who we call. They monitor our calls. They go through your mail. They stop certain flow of information to you. They can pin you and set you up to shut you down. I'm trying to embolden you to stand against your open enemy, even when it comes down to them shaping the narrative. We are not, and I'm going to say it again for those of you who are turtles, We are not sitting here endorsing every single disagreeable thing that Bill Cosby did. We're telling you to be able to know when your enemy is using a particular person or a particular situation to get majority of Black society on board. When they have a majority of Black folk on board, it makes their white supremacist work easier. Don't you know that they're paying attention to what you say about your truly important Black family? They know who you're mad at, and they use those sentiments all through social media. They pick up on your thinking. They know how you feel about stuff. And they use what you say online against your own. So heck yeah, we saying free Bill Cosby. For those of you that don't know, not only did the Pennsylvania court demand his conviction be overturned, they're unable to retry the case. What is my word to you for this breaking news? Watch your back, family. White fragility. White fragility. White fragility is a term that a white scholar even pushes. Look it up. I've talked about this too many times for you not to know, those that follow me. White fragility, white supremacists, the racist, their egos are very fragile, which means they like to retaliate. How many of you all saw the footage I did? Because I do all kind of other shows. Some shows I don't do on Fly Nubian because I don't want to maybe either repeat a show that someone else did, or I do it on another platform that I'm on. On one of the other platforms I'm on, I did a show exposing this Lily White Karen who's in her 40s. She was so mad that they removed a racist white statue. They secretly put up a statue of a Black man in an obscure area. This white woman went and got some purple spray paint, and she put the Ankh symbol, spray painted the Ankh symbol. Some folks call it the Venus symbol, but how many of y'all know this stuff has its start in Black magic and Black spirituality? She painted that on there, and when somebody busted her and asked her what she was doing, somebody said that they saw it. Y'all know I did it, right? Because I do other stories over there. White lady started talking about changes that's happening in society and how she as a white woman is sometimes discriminated against by us. Think about the thinking of your open enemies. This white woman likely went to Home Depot, bought some purple spray paint, put the symbol of the woman, the yoni of the woman, which that's what the tip of the Ankh represents, the yoni or the womb of the woman, because it has to do with the feminine aspect, and spray painted it on this Black statue. White fragilicists, if they think you're a soft target, brothers and sisters, they'll attack you because they sense what our highly revered Dr. Frances Cress Welsing prophesied decades ago. As a physician, she was. As a psychiatrist, not just based on her education, but based on her specific experience and patients. She said that their concern would be about white genetic annihilation. Who, for those of you that follow me, who just recently proved her point? Tell me what politician recently proved her point in a leaked audio that is exactly the concern. Thank you for your kind words, family. What politician just leaked out that America, thank y'all putting his name in the chat, Joe Biden. Y'all want to know why Vicki keeps replaying it? Some of you keep saying, why do white people put people like Trump in? Y'all keep saying, why do white people keep voting against their interests? You're missing the point. Joe Biden in this leaked tape said what? America is doomed not just because of Black people. He said that white folk in America in about 2040 are getting ready to be the European minority. White folk know, as it's written in the book of Revelation, the book of Revelation styles it as the enemy or the devil knows his time is short. So the scripture says he's come down to the earth. Some of y'all have been told that the devil is somebody else other than who the devil really is, or the opposer. The text speak in code. They know their time is up. So when they're voting for people who are not even pushing stuff for their interests, when they're doing things that may cause their life to be taken, but they think that their future generation's life might stay intact, you don't understand that it's written that they know. Some of them know consciously, like Joe Biden knows consciously, but others know subconsciously or subconsciously. Do you understand? Their time is up. So the greatest threat to their existence is not Black folks shooting them up, because we have no overwhelming history of doing that. The concern is the Black melanin that has the tendency to overrule, talk Black to me, and maintain an existence that they know they cannot. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's, get her book called The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colors. The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colors. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she died a few years ago on my birthday. She said it decades ago that they're concerned about white genetic annihilation, and it's happening biologically, it's happening organically, it's happening, in other words, without Black folk doing anything. Family, because of that, white folks are sometimes going to take this kind of stuff personally. And it's not just going to be white folk that are on the lower rung of the hierarchy of white supremacy. That's your beer belly, big trucks, living trailer type folk that some of you may say missing teeth and stuff. It's going to be those that are in high places like Joe Biden, but they are not as overt with their white supremacy. Watch your back. How many of you all heard about Joe Biden is now pushing a new crime bill? Those of you that voted for Joe Biden, that swore up and down he would never do that, Joe Biden and them are talking about a new crime bill. Joe Biden's administration is doubling down that they are not against defunding the police. Joe Biden and them, baby, have given Asians, LGBT, and everybody else something through executive orders and through acts of Congress and redirecting money, and hasn't done it for you. You guys keep thinking that they're going to do stuff that makes sense. You guys keep thinking that they're going to do something that's logically right when you don't understand, and some of them don't even understand that they're being driven by this subconscious or conscious reality that their time on our planet is up. So they're going to do things that's going to restrict or destroy Black people. You keep thinking in your head, there's no way Joe Biden is going to do that, when in fact he is concerned about his survival. Don't take my word. He said it just a few months ago recently himself. He used the word doomed as it related not to Asian people, not to Hispanic people, not to Latinx people, not to white people, Black people, he said. So some of you don't miss the Vicki Show Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to preach. I'm going to warn. I'm going to inform. I'm going to inspire. And I'm going to give power to my people, whether 4,000 show up, 40,000 show up, or 400. I'm going to do it whether people run away from me or dismiss me or disrespect me or attack me or not, because my assignment is I'm not your YouTuber. I use YouTube and other social media platforms to get my message out, but my message is one that's divine. I have been openly threatened because of topics I've talked about. I have been maligned and slandered and dogged. You can't buy me, baby. Because you ain't responsible for my work I do now. The one that made me did. Don't miss a Vicki show. I'm typically here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com weekdays at 6:30. And I'm going to say it again. I don't care if 400 or 4,400 show up. But it's in your best interest. You don't know what gem I might drop. How many of you all know that sometimes you put yourself in situations where it was a total different topic, a total different situation, but somebody said just one word, you got just one idea that you may not have been expecting, but because you were at the race, you were at the right place at the right time, you got a major breakthrough. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I know my words are so powerful, they're so divine, that if you listen to a topic or show where I'm talking about Cardi B, you don't know what gem you might drop, and you don't know what you're getting in the moment that might help you down the road. Somebody say you are what you eat. Bill Cosby walks free. Watch your back, family. If you got a family member, loved one, don't be so arrogant and talking about you so grown that you don't tell anybody where you're going, or you're not held accountable for what you're doing. If you have to go out at night, do your best to make sure that you're going out with somebody else or avoid it altogether. I know there's some stuff that you just have to do sometimes at night, but watch your back. Make sure you have the necessary things and you're taking the necessary precautions to check your environment. Make sure you're not talking too much and to the wrong people. Don't be a soft target for your open enemies. You got to understand the nature. One of the reasons we tell you to go to FlyNubianBusiness.com to start your own business, or go to FlyNubianMoney.com to learn about investments, because that's actionable knowledge. Some of you don't understand that some of the people I'm in league with I'm not in league with them because of the one or two issues you mad at them about, while you're embracing other people that's got other major flaws. When we take you to go to FlyNubianBusiness.com, we're giving you actionable information. Because some of your open enemies will fire you. They will mess with your contracts. And because your whole life is dependent on that one stream of income, you did not properly start a side business or something. You didn't go to FlyNubianMoney.com to learn about diversification and money and investing so that you could have other streams of income. That's the reason why economics is vital to Black liberation and Black revolution. You can run your mouth about somebody all you want, but if you don't have infrastructure in place, because men are builders. Yes, beloved. Somebody said it's Fly Nubian Business for Brothers. Yes, sir. In fact, if that bothers you, just go to the Black Business School. The Black Business School is a school that our brother started years ago, and I believe it has now over 100,000 students. Young people, older people have talked about the businesses they've started, the money they've made, and the economic breakthroughs that they've gotten over the years because of his foresight to start a digital school where there are over 100,000 students. So you can go there as well. But make the investment in yourself now. Because if you just wait until something happens, it's going to be too late because you didn't put in the proper time to learn, to know what to do. I'm bringing that up because some of your people, some folks in the dominant society, these Mzungus, they retaliate and they do it undercover. I don't usually give out my specific information for those that keep asking me, but you can find my information at MissVickiTV.com. That's my website. Miss Vicki, that's MissVicki.com, MissVicki.com. The moderators always put the website there and my social media platforms. But I want you to make sure, family, that you protect your family, watch your back, Brothers, be on the alert. Sisters, be on the alert. If you don't have to go out at night, don't. If you do what you need to do to protect yourself. Be wise. Let folks know what's happening. Meet with wisdom. Are y'all hearing me? Have a plan in place. Very, very important, family. Because when news like this, Bill Cosby, goes out, there are those that would like to retaliate. Pay attention to your white media now. Watch how they're going to spin it. The white media is going to bring on people like Michael Eric Dyson, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson and Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, and it's going to be your Negro boulets that's going to be saying, well, just because he walked don't mean he didn't do nothing. If you missed it, watch the beginning of the show, the middle of the show. I've already explained some of what's wrong with that theory. Yes, move strategically. Now is our time. The next thing I want you to do, in addition to all of that, remember, you assess your own life. You assess your own needs to defend yourself and to protect you and your family. That's for you to do. I'm just reminding you to do it. And I'm telling you to protect yourself, not just physically, be on the lookout and alert for that, but also economically, because they do warfare in a lot of ways. And when they do it, they're not going to tell you that they pissed off because of the Bill Cosby conviction being overturned. I told you that whole Becky, I did a show on it on another platform the other day. She was mad about a statue that was removed. So she went and defamed a black statue. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Thumbs up, share, family. I love you. Share this with everybody you know. We don't take our orders and we don't move when white people tell us to move. We don't demonize black people because white people tell us to. And we don't allow members of the oppressive class to tell us who our leaders are. Let me say this to you real quick. Some of you voted for Joe Biden. Some of you forgave Joe Biden. Some of you decided to believe in Joe Biden so much so that you gave this white man power and he promised us nothing. But you got the nerve to act like you're not going to forgive your own black brother. But you literally gave power to this white man. You will forgive your open enemy and kick your own brother and sister in the teeth and in the neck. Watch how you move. Don't you tell me nothing. Joe Biden has done some of the greatest damage in the past 30 to 40 years to black people. He's done it legislatively. He's destroyed more families because of his actions. And you forgave him and voted for him. Don't you dare tell me nothing about ours. Hold Bill Cosby accountable for the things he actually has done. Make him better. But how many of you all know that sometimes circumstances and situations will present themselves to cause folks to make changes? Don't forget that. I could say more, but I need to go finish my medical stuff. Y'all see I came with the curly braids, my hat on, and my gear, barefaced. But I love you so much. This is the Vicki Show for today. Share. Don't forget, I'm here normally on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com live. I know some of you say, well, Vicki, I see you on other platforms. Your show is re-aired a lot of times. Yes. But if you want a predictable time, if you want to know how you can catch me live, come to FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com live, okay? 6:30 Eastern. Make a note. Y'all know I get complaints all the time that we're shadow banned. Folks can't find us. And I'm talking about these are people that are regular supporters that have problems. So set your alarms and just know that typically I'm here around that time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Now, I may miss a day this week, though. Just keep that in mind, or I may come on at a different time. But normally, weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, look for my show, The Vicki Show, okay? I'm not the only queen here. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button, because when you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, you'll be notified when not just when I go live, but when other folks go live, if they send out our notifications. I thank you all so much for tuning in. Look out for your families. Lay low. This is a sign of a shifting, but family, the narrative, Bill Cosby had the black grassroots that had his back. It wasn't the Roland Martins. It wasn't the Joy Reids. It wasn't the Don Lemonades. It wasn't the Van Jones and them. It wasn't none of them black folks that are highly visible on white people's platforms that had his back. We're the ones that kept pushing it. Don't you ever forget your power. I love you. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Sign up for my weekly mastermind at clubvicki.com, clubvicki.com. To my clubvicki.com members, you know that we're normally live on Wednesday nights. If we're not live, you always know that if I miss, I usually like to tell you that, or I may do an additional show, and it'll be under the curriculum so that you'll have fresh lectures. So keep that in mind at clubvicki.com. Join our metaphysical group. It'll change your life. Signs and wonders follows. We do magic at clubvicki.com. For only $1, join today. Clubvicki.com, clubvicki.com. I love you to pieces. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Follow me on my fan page on Facebook at Vicki Dillard, okay? Love you so much. I bow to you. You are my bliss, beloved. I can't wait to see you again.